So I have, this is not a joking matter. So I have Naomi here. She just came home from school. And her vice principal called me today, and I didn't like what was said. So I want to hear authentically and to listen to their side and not your child's side. When I was growing up, my mom always listened to the teachers, always listened to everybody else, and she never listened to me. And I chose not to. I know when these children lie, I know when they tell the truth. And Naomi do tell lies at times, but out of all the children that's here, she's the only one that I know when something is not in line. So Naomi, tell me what happened today
Yes, ma'am.
and tell me exactly what happened, then I'll tell you what the vice principal said.
Yes, ma'am.
And do not call anybody's name and don't call your school name.
Yes, ma'am. There's this kid in my class that he always likes to harass me. He calls me names, says I'm ugly, looks up stuff on the internet that's ugly and says it's me, mom. And today I was inside of my assignment.
Is that a boy or a
A
girl?
boy, mom.
Is it okay? All right, we'll leave it at that. A boy.
And I was talking to one of my friends, mom, and then I sat down. Then he started mimicking me, and I asked him, "Could you please leave me alone? It's not like you're following me and you're a girl and stuff, mom." And then I walked away.
You said it's not like you're following me and it's not like you're a girl. And you were speaking to a girl, correct?
No, mom.
You were speaking to a boy?
Yes, mom.
Okay.
And then I walked away and I asked one of my teachers if I could check out a book in the library, and she said yes, ma'am. Then when I came back, he said, "You don't even look like a girl. You look more of a boy than you do a girl."
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I started to say, "Please leave me alone." And he said,
Can you repeat what you just said a while ago and speak up loud? I want
yes, ma'am. He said that I look more of a boy than I look of a girl, mom.
Okay.
And then I started to, I was about to say, "Please leave me alone." Then he told me to shut the F up, mom.
Wow.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am.
Go ahead.
And then
And he didn't say the F. He said the entire four
Yes, ma'am.
letters.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And he also added the word B, the B word in there too, mom.
He called you a bitch?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that the same one that called you a bitch
No,
the
ma'am.
last time?
No, mom, it's a different one.
Okay.
And I told the teacher, and she told him to apologize. And he said, "I'm not going to apologize to it, mom."
To it.
That's what
So he
told me.
called you a IT. It.
Yes, ma'am.
So that means you're not human.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you just walk in from school a while ago?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I wanted this to be as organic as possible because I want to hear your side. Go ahead.
And then at the end of the day, the vice principal called me to the office, mom, and I sat there. Then he called me in, and then he asked me what happened with you and Sean. And I was telling him.
I told you not to call names. Okay, go ahead.
I was telling him, and then I said that I was talking to one of my friends, and then he butted in and said he started mimicking me. And then I said to him, "It's not like you're a girl and you're following me." And then the vice principal was like, "That's where you made your mistake. You're not supposed to be."
So I don't want to cut you, but I want to let people understand. So hold on to your thoughts. So did you tell the vice principal that he called you? He said to fuck you, bitch.
No, mom. When I was telling him that, he said that I'm not talking about what he said to you. I'm talking
So
about
the
what you
vice principal, when you were trying to tell him
Yes.
that the child said to you, fuck you, bitch. He, the vice principal, said to you, I'm not talking about that.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm talking about what you said to him.
Yes, mom. Then he said that I already heard about that part. And then I was trying to tell him. He said that I should I said to
He who?
I said to the kid, mom, "It's not like you're a girl and you're following me." And then the vice principal was like, I'm assuming genders, mom. You're not supposed to assume genders, mom."
Okay, do you understand LGBTQ and stuff?
Yes, mom.
You understand all of it?
Yes, mom.
Because I don't. So you understand what's going on
But
with
they
all of
teach
this?
it every day,
Yes,
so.
mom. They teach it in health class too.
Okay. Did you mean to offend anybody by saying that?
No, mom.
Now, me personally, I know you as a little kid. You're 13 years old and you're like so childish in the head. When the vice principal finish your statement.
And then and then he said, "So you understand why
He said who?
the vice principal, mom." Then he said, "Now you understand why he got upset." And I started to say, but after I said that and I walked away and I came back, he said to me you look more for a girl than a boy. You
No.
look more for a boy than
Right,
a
that's
girl.
what you said.
And I was thinking to myself, but that's assuming genders. It's like he's assuming my gender, but I wasn't assuming his gender because
He's not assuming gender when he says you look more of a boy than a girl. He's basically telling you you look like a boy and you don't look like a girl. So that's not an assumption. He's telling you you look more like a boy. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. And then when I was telling I was telling the vice principal that he's like, I wasn't talking about the one when he said to f off and stuff. I was talking about what you said to him why he got upset. And then he said the vice principal said that he wants me to start. And then he's like, I'm not gonna say I don't want you to start. I mean, because I never
Start what?
he was about to say something, Mom. Then he's like, I never had a problem with you before. And then he's like, I don't want to hear this again from you. And then he told me he's gonna call my parents and tell them about what I did wrong. Then he told me I can leave Mom.
Okay, so based on how you were treated in the vice principal office, did you think that you were heard?
No, Mom. I think that the other kid was heard more than I was, Mom. And if I know if I'm talking to the principal, then he would understand, Mom. The other principal, Mom, or the other assistant principal, because as soon as we were finishing, the other vice principal walked in, then he told her to call my parents, Mom.
So you're saying that, I don't want to put words in your mouth. So you're saying, based on what I just heard, that you thought the vice principal thought that the other child had more validity to what they said, how they felt compared to you. Your feelings wasn't taken into consideration.
Yes, Mom, because he it's almost like he didn't care about what the other kid said. He cared about what I did while the other kid said that, Mom. But if I was a problem, I was a problem. What I mean to say is I wasn't the main problem because if he hadn't mimicked me, then I wouldn't say that, and then he wouldn't get upset as the vice principal said and said that.
Right. So, all right. So that is your story?
Yes, Mom.
Okay. Well, I know you to be a respectful child. You have your days, but I know overall you're respectful. And that's with anybody because I'm respectful too. And depending on my day, I may not be respectful. But overall, I am respectful. So your vice principal called today, and basically that was the story he said. But based exactly how you felt, that's how Daddy and I felt. Because he didn't really want to hear me pick up for you and say that is not how you are. I've never had a problem with you being rude or disrespectful to anyone. So that's out of line for her. So I'm saying it must be something that was said or something. Basically, how he shut you down, that's how he was shutting me down. Do I allow you guys to speak when you're here, and do I listen to you and then talk?
Yes, Mom.
Well, he accused me of not listening, and I'm not like that. I had to let him know I'm also a professional in this game. I won't say what I am. I'm sure I've told you to what I am if they listen. I am a registered professional. So I don't walk around showing people, attitude. I don't do that. So because I'm of a black race and that's a stigma, I don't appreciate it because if somebody opens their mouth in here, you guys, children, I shut mine so I can hear exactly what you say. And then I turn around and say, okay, so this is what I heard you say. Is that it? And then you guys say, no, I didn't mean that. And then I'll turn around to you guys and say, no, but you can't say something if you didn't mean that. So you have to be specific with words. Isn't that how I am to you guys?
Yes, Mom.
You know how your vice principal was even racist today?
Babe, don't do that. We don't know if he is.
Okay, he was sounding like, okay, let me don't say anything.
No, it's not that, but because we can't assume.
But
That's why he assumed with her. So the reason why I chose to do this, I'm not shutting you down, but I don't want you to say certain things
Yeah, but
because
his
we can't
assumption
accuse.
was wrong also because he was saying those you people that if I'm not sorry that if that's how you people grow your kids. Who is you people?
I'm gonna stick with this. We're always gonna be stigmatized, and I've been teaching you guys this from the day you came in the United States of America. We're always gonna be stigmatized because we're all black. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're a black female. Have I told you that since you came here?
Yes.
Do I keep putting it in your head?
Yes, ma'am.
This is why I ask you at all times to be professional, to walk straight, to walk like a lady, to be a lady, and learn how to speak. You understand? Which I know you know how to do. You understand? And I know you did that today. So you are not wrong to tell this child to leave you alone because you weren't speaking to him. Now, when your vice principal called, your vice principal made it seem as if you were saying to him, you're not a boy, you're a girl. When it seems to me that that's what that little boy did to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you're telling me now that the little boy said to you, you look more of a boy than a girl. So obviously, turn to the camera and look at and let them see your eyes. You look like you was crying, were you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I know you. And I'm telling you this, people, if this was Moses sitting right here, he wouldn't be sitting here. Because that child is rude from the day he came from Jamaica. He's been rude forever. This little girl, when she came here with a little tweaking. She needed a little tweaking with her behavior because she didn't know how to not be so verbal. She was very verbal, and whatever she said, she didn't know how to be respectful about what is being said. And I've taught her over 5.5 years how to be, and I've seen 100% improvement in her. 100%. This child is not going to walk around and disrespect anyone. I can cut my head off for that one, for Naomi. So for somebody to call and said, oh, she called a boy, a girl. I was like, hey, she must have said something, and organically, she's not thinking like how you're thinking, LGBTQ, that kind of thing. I'm telling you, she's not thinking that. She's just thinking pink and white. You're acting like, she said, you're acting like a girl. She's literally thinking, oh, you acting pink when you should be acting blue. So she's being generic about the whole situation. He took it to another level, maybe based on however he's feeling or whatever goes on. Exactly. So you're putting life experience in there. You weren't thinking on a generic basic, and you wasn't thinking on a 0%, and you weren't thinking, let me listen to her side and let me listen to his side, and then let me come neutral in here. No, you weren't doing that because the child just told me you didn't want to hear what the child said. You basically heard what the other child said and dismissed this child, and that's not fair in this world. Everybody tend to dismiss what they don't want to hear, especially when you're a certain race, and it's not fair. We're raising our children to be so dismissive to each other, and again, we're raising a nation that's one side, we continue to not being seen or heard, and it's ridiculous. It's this little girl. If you see how she plays, sometimes I'm like, you're 13 years old, you need to grow up in your mind. She'll sit outside and play with ants. Oh, they're cute. And I'm like, grow up. But no, let her not grow up. Let her be her authentic self. Now, if somebody is bothering you and you don't want to be bothered, you didn't go over there and curse him out. You didn't call him a bitch. You didn't tell him to F you. I'm going to say it. You didn't tell him to fuck you. He told you all of that. And none of that what he said, the vice principal didn't want to hear. So Huh?
Because they don't want to look at him like that. They want to look at Naomi like that and say she's the one who initiated. She's the one who bringing down the school when you have them all about in there and none of them not get no discipline. But as we, as them say, them choose to call we first and make all kind of assumption about our kids and kids that have different race and stuff like that, which is not right.
And mom, when I told the teacher, mom, she actually told the kid mom to come and apologize to me. Then he said he wasn't apologizing to it. But
Right, you said he said he wasn't
But the
apologizing to it.
yes, mom, but the teacher understood, mom. I could tell that she understood. Mom.
Yeah,
But
she understood how you are.
Yes,
She knows you, and she know you didn't mean anything by it. But I put this on live because I want you to understand the reason why they're trying to entrap you into that kind of behavior is why.
It's not because they expect me to be free.
No. Think about who is misbehaving in here.
Because of Moses.
There you go. So they want to put all of y'all in the same bucket and say, well, he misbehaved, now she must be also like that. Even though you've been going to that school for how many years?
3 years now.
Okay. And this is your 4th year, right?
Yes, mom.
Okay. And you've been going to the other school over there? Have they ever had no problems with you before you left out of there, the elementary school? Not even one complaint I ever got since you came in the United States going to school. Have I ever got a complaint over this school? Not even one. But because Moses keep doing what he's doing, I keep telling y'all, and now I want you to understand, they're gonna group you in the same pile and wanna treat you the same. Now let me tell you something, my little daughter, my little black girl. Don't let nobody disrespect you or step on you. I was stepped on when I was a child, and my mom didn't understand to stand up for me. She always said, well, it must be something you did.
So obviously doing something.
That's why I'm like that with you guys. I told you I can't pick up for Moses because Moses has done so many wrongs. He has done so many wrongs. I don't see you doing anything wrong in here, nor do I see you doing anything wrong at school. And here he said today's your first. Let me tell you how this is gonna be your last. If you don't learn to use words specifically, they're gonna try to entrap you again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And people like your teachers who would pick up for you, then they're gonna stop. And they're just gonna look at this, look at you trying to get yourself out of it. Why? Because they're entrapping and entrapping and entrapping every single day. Don't you let nobody put you in a box.
You see
You
this?
understand what I'm saying? Don't let nobody put you in a box.
You see this too? This is how fussing and fighting start in a school now, because when you look for your leaders them in school to pick up for you and you bring something to their attention what another student do to you and they shove you to the side and don't want to hear your story, they want to hear the next child's story. That's how it starts. They bring resentment because the next time something happen fight, they want to fight or something like that.
Well, all I have to say is he also tried that with me today. He said to me that I'm not listening because why? I was picking up for you. I said, if you had said that to me about Moses, I'd be like, yep, because that's what I get here. That's what I get at school. And I know he's doing it. It's not like I don't know. I've seen him in action. But because I was picking up for you and I'm like, no, I can tell you, Naomi's not doing that. She's not like that. He didn't want to hear that. He said to me, you're over talking me, you're not listening. Do I over talk you? Honestly. Don't I listen to when you speak and then I speak?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I ever just talk to you and say, shut up, I don't want to hear nothing else? I'm not that person because I got that when I was a child. So I don't do that. What do I tell you guys when you came in here about being people?
We have, even though we're kids, we have a voice and we must use it.
Okay, that's exactly what I said. I said, even though you're children, you have a voice and you need to be heard. Those were my exact words. You need to be heard, but you must do it with
Respected.
That's it. You must do it with respect. So don't ever, ever, ever let nobody bring you down, hold you down, trample on you, stomp on your face, do anything to you. My black sister, don't ever let that happen. Because when it start this early, because you told me you never had nobody in Jamaica call you a bitch before. And now this is the second time I'm hearing you tell me that somebody call you a bitch. And I'm sure this is not your second time. You're just immune to it now. I'm sure. Because that's what they do. And then you start believing certain things that they're saying. Let me tell you something. You're a beautiful black girl. Your skin shine. It radiates. It illuminates. You hear me? Your beautiful eyes, they are clairvoyant. You hear me? Yes. You don't need makeup. I tell you that all the time. You're that gorgeous. You hear me? You have voluptuous lips. You don't have to pay for it. You hear me? You're gonna be tall. You're gonna be one gorgeous girl. You don't need heels to be high because you're already tall and beautiful. You're already up in the sky. Don't let nobody bring you down. You hear me? I wish I had somebody to talk to me like this, and that's why I'm talking to you like that. Don't let nobody hold you down. You hear me? Okay.
One thing I have to say as a father, Naomi, don't let no boy, no man talk to you anyhow, and a person talk to you we couldn't do something for you in the first place. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Keep your pride.
Yes, sir.
And you didn't do
Wrong
anything.
eye. No, you wasn't wrong.
You didn't do anything today because, as I told that man,
Mhm.
when you said to the child, to the boy that called you a bitch, oh, you're acting like a girl, you only organically meant that, oh, you're acting pink when you should be acting blue. You didn't, you wasn't going beyond. You didn't see nothing else beyond that because you're a child. You're just narrow-minded. You don't look to the side. You don't look to the back. You don't. All of that foolishness that they're trying to put it, instill inside of you. You don't have that. So again, I hope this uplifts you. Don't ever let me down because I put you on a pedestal for your behavior. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
You hear me? And I hope this builds you and you keep on being the woman that I see you becoming. And don't let nobody else try to take you off that pedestal. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
When you go to school tomorrow now, don't hold on your head. Keep it up. Well, just as poised as you used to walk. Okay?
Poise, right.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Are even better now? Okay.
Okay, you feel better?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this was as generic as it is because I wanted to hear her side on camera. I didn't want to talk to her until I speak to her on camera because I think this is enough. Our cultures or everything has shifted to, oh, it's just about me, it's just about me, it's just about me. What happened to everybody being heard and then decide what is right from wrong? Everybody's wrong nowadays if you don't have money and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I don't even want to get into all of that, but I'm just saying, parents, pick up for your children. Know your children and pick up for them. You would never get this from me with Moses because Moses has done so much wrong in here that even if he's doing right, I have to go investigate to find out if it's right because I'm not putting my head on no chopping block for him. You understand? Because he's done so much wrong in here. Outside, he's done so much. But this child right here, nope. I'll pick up for her. Until she do me wrong, I will pick up for her.
I'm telling nobody start it.
Just like my husband. Until he do me wrong, I will always pick up for him.
Just like my wife, until she do me wrong, I will always pick up for her.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for listening. You feel better?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You thought you was being reprimanded, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you don't get reprimanded for not doing anything wrong.
You talking up for yourself,
Okay.
Naomi.
Yes, sir.
Don't let nobody take it out of you.
Yes, sir.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you on another one.
Okay.